This section is all about macro photography. First, what is macro photography? Basically, it means photographing small items to make them look larger than life size. Technically, macro photography has to do with the size of the subject being captured compared to the actual size of your sensor on your camera. This means the object, such as a flower petal, is actually larger on the sensor when it's captured than in real life. The closer you can get to your subject, the larger it will be compared to your sensor. So macro photography does require specific lenses that can focus up close. This brings us to our top tips. Tip number 1 is to use a macro lens. It should say macro on the side of the lens, and you'll need to rotate the focus ring to that macro setting. If you don't have a macro lens, you can use extension tube adapters to add glass onto your lens, which basically allows you to focus closer to the subject. A 50 to 60 millimeter lens is fine for general macro photography, but a 100 millimeter lens will give you more options when photographing macro photos from a further distance, perhaps necessary when shooting things like insects. Tip 2, choose a point of focus. Manually adjust your focus to make sure your focus is exactly where you want it. When photographing such small objects, even focusing a millimeter forwards or backwards can make a huge difference. Tip number 3, use a flash. Because your focal plane is so narrow, you'll want to increase your f-stop and deepen that plane as much as possible. To compensate for exposure, you may need or want to use a flash to add more light. Tip number 4, use a tripod to make sure you can perfect your composition when photographing something that is static or a still life. For some things, you might need to be handheld, like photographing a butterfly or something that's moving. When shooting moving objects handheld, make sure you use a faster shutter speed like 1/250th or faster. Alright, with these tips, you'll be well on your way to improving your macro photography. So now let's head out into the field and put them into practice.